P.A.RODY here. I'm at a beautiful spot right here on the Danube River, and behind me is the modern financial district of Vienna, Austria. Vienna is the capital city and the largest city of Austria. So that is the financial district, and of course I'll be conducting numerous business meetings in some of those skyscrapers, like the fancy one with the big swish on top. So I'm quite excited to get some really good deals going with the Austrians. I've brought Arnold Schwarzenegger with me. He's from Austria. He's going to provide some personal
we have to go.
Oh, well, right, Arnold. Now, Arnold knows what he's talking about. Oh, yes, Arnold, right. P.A.RODY here, still on the Danube River. Now, these rusty holes, the government has contracted me to go ahead and ship out a lot of waste products that have come from my factories in some of the surrounding countries around Austria where I've already set them up. They're ordering me to get rid of those waste products now instead of just leaving them sitting here on the river. But that's going to cost too much money to ship them out to sea, so I've got people that are going to sink the holes. I'll just tell them that they left overnight and that they're on their way, but they're really going to sink. It's your secret and mine. I just thought I'd let you in on it because you're a viewer. You're one of the fans back home. I like to tell you these little business secrets of mine. So I'll share more with you as we continue on with our tour of Vienna.
This is Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is a statue of my mother. She's very proud of me. She still lives in Austria. The people worship the ground she walked on for giving birth to me. And over here you'll see my father's mansion. He made a lot of money as a Nazi leader. The money was very good back when Nazism meant something special to the people.
P.A.RODY here in Vienna. We are in St. Stephen's Square, one of the main attractions of Vienna. And there's St. Stephen's Cathedral behind me. Yet another cathedral named St. Stephen's. Obviously a complete rip-off of the St. Stephen's that you saw earlier on this show in Budapest. But it might be that they named this one after a different Stephen. Perhaps they named it after Steven Seagal. That's very possible, the action star of the 80s. Now you can see the square all around behind me. You can see all the people wandering around enjoying their life here in Vienna. They don't realize how I'll be taking over a lot of their industries and lowering their quality of life by a pretty substantial amount. Now then, Austria and Australia sound so very similar, people often get them confused. You say the name Austria, you can't help but think of Australia. But you don't want to get them mixed up here in Austria, because the people of Austria take it very personally and they're deeply offended. As a matter of fact, if you do get Austria and Australia mixed up here, they will beat you senseless and ship you off to the Australian outback, where you will die of heat stroke and getting bitten by all those deadly critters down there in Australia. So you want to make sure to get them separated. Get it right when you think of Austria and Australia. And by the way, kangaroos are native to both Australia and Austria. Nobody knows why. It's just one of those freaky acts of nature. Kangaroos are all over the place here in Austria. It's really incredible. Here we are in front of another beautiful domed structure here in Vienna. Now the name Vienna is very, very beautiful. It just sounds romantic when you say it. Vienna. You gotta love it. But of course in the original Austrian pronunciation it sounds just a little bit different. Now when the people of Austria say the name Vienna, it comes off sounding like this. Scalped by an Indian savage. Now, the name Scalped by an Indian Savage is a little harsh, and you can understand why the people in the English language wanted to translate it into something prettier sounding, because it's such a pretty city. They want a name that sounds as beautiful as the city really is. So you won't be seeing too many English-speaking people call it Scalped by an Indian Savage. You'll hear them saying Vienna. But if you hear the locals name their city, you'll always hear it pronounced as Scalped by an Indian Savage. P.A.RODY here, multi-billionaire and philanthropist in front of the Vienna City Hall. Now that is one beautiful City Hall building. I'm getting very accustomed to going in and out, bribing the mayor of Vienna with my various hookers from Detroit, because I had them trained especially to please the Vienna mayor. We did a lot of research on what his desires are, so I'm getting away with a lot of great deals here. And just to give you a little history about Austria, it was an empire, the Habsburg Empire, from 1278 until 1918. That is a very long empire. I plan on the P.A.RODY Empire lasting even longer, because I'm going to have my scientists figure out how to make me live for hundreds of years. I'll be the head of the empire. Now, in 1918, of course, the empire fell apart. World War I occurred around there, and it became an independent republic. So it was just Austria, an independent country, from 1918 till 1938, when Germany annexed it. Germany just said, hey, I'm taking you, Austria. How do you like that? That's like the United States annexing Canada. Of course, I wouldn't mind that at all, because that means I'd have easier access to the Canadian properties and industries. Of course, nothing gets in my way anyway, because I'm P.A.RODY. I mean, no national borders stand in the way of the P.A.RODY Empire, that's for damn certain. So I'm going to head back into City Hall to get a few more bribes taken care of to sweeten my deals. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
And this palace over here on the outskirts of Vienna is my guest house while I'm staying in this gorgeous country.
P.A.RODY here. We're still in Austria. Now we are in a beautiful alpine village called Gmunden. G-M-U-N-D-E-N. Gmunden. And this is in the Austrian Alps. This gorgeous lake behind us. Very popular spot with people in the wintertime and summertime. As you can see, it's a little bit of paradise on earth. This is the region where they filmed The Sound of Music. You might remember that movie, Doe, a deer, a female deer, and the hills are alive with the sound of music. You know what I'm talking about. You remember the music, the Alps. You remember the charming Von Trapp children and their beautiful singing voices. Well, I'm going to be producing the sequel to The Sound of Music. It's going to be called The Sound of the Von Trapp Children Being Lugged Off to My Sweatshops in India. Because those Von Trapp kids have too much time on their hands anyway. So I'm going to be scooping them on up, all their little relatives. If the kids have had kids by this point, and they're all going to my sweatshops. It's time for me to start making some money off of these celebrities. I think if I can get them working for my factories, and I can recruit other people and other famous children like the Partridge Family, maybe. Well, here we are. Now we crossed from Austria into the Bavarian Alps. This is the Eagle's Nest, where Hitler had one of his hideouts. He loved to come up here and welcome guests. So that is the Eagle's Nest, right behind me, perfectly preserved. I have taken it over because, of course, the P.A.RODY Empire will last far more than 1,000 years than Hitler's empire. So I deserve to have that as my headquarters. I shall welcome guests to my new Bavarian and Austrian empire. It's going to be a glorious thing. So I just wanted to show you the beauty and the gorgeous nature, the dramatic Alps surrounding me as I take over. We're going to change the name, of course, to Rody's Nest. And I'll be called Rody's Nest. No more eagles. My name takes priority over some eagle. So Rody's Nest will be the place you hear about in the news from this point on as I bring heads of state to discuss world matters. So I hope you got as much enjoyment out of seeing this as I did. I'm having a lot of fun just taking over everything I see. But people will certainly enjoy my name, Rody, more than Hitler, don't you think? I mean, they gotta appreciate me a little bit more than they'll appreciate what he did for the world. For Pete's sake, I'm improving people's lives. Like I'm bringing you this show, free of charge to you, the public.